Hello everybody and I welcome all of you to Online Study for You, and this is a video on the pseudocode question problem solving. So pseudocodes are one of the important topics that are being asked nowadays in all the major company placement examination. So Capgemini is one of the major companies that is asking them, and a lot of students are finding it a little hard to solve these questions because most of you are familiar with programming and not directly pseudocode. So that is what we will be covering in this video today so that we can understand these questions and crack these examinations. So let us get started right away with the video. The first question for this video is, consider the pseudocode mentioned below. What will be its output? So let us see the pseudocode. So this is a small little pseudocode that we have: integer a, b, c, a equal to 1, b is equal to 3, c equal to a plus plus comma b comma a, and print c. So what will be the output that we will get? So option A is 0, option B is 1, option C is 2, option D is 3, and option E is 4. This is a very simple one if you are familiar with all the basic operations in programming. So what happens here is, here you're declaring three variables, as we all know. So we are declaring A, we are declaring B, and we are declaring C. So the value of this A and B are set right after here. So 1 will be stored in A and 3 will be stored in B. Now here we are saying C equal to A plus plus comma B comma A. Now how will this be evaluated, and what will be the value that is stored in C will be our main question of interest. Now here we have three operations being performed: A plus plus comma B comma A. Now since these are separated by commas, these are treated as separate statements or separate operations. Since these are in a bracket, this is also called as the bracket operator in this, okay, in this scenario. So now what happens is, uh, all these will be performed in the order of left to right. Okay, so first what will be performed is, first A plus plus will be performed. So whenever you perform A plus plus, what happens is the value of A will be increased to 5. Sorry, not 5, my bad. The value of A will be increased to 2. It was 1 previously, it becomes 2. Okay, so this is a post increment operator. So this value evaluates here to be 2 comma B comma A here. Sorry, 1 comma B comma A, since this is a post increment operator. Okay, next what happens is, our B will be executed. So whenever you execute B, what happens is this becomes 1 comma B. What is the value of B? It is 3. Then we have comma A. Okay, now what happens is, at the end we will be executing this rightmost one, A. So whenever you execute A, what happens is the value of 1, 3, and the value of A is now 2, because A has been increased to 2 after this statement because of this A plus plus. Okay, so now what does this bracket operator do is, whenever you have 1 comma 3 comma 2, it returns the rightmost element in this bracket back to the value that is on the left hand side of the is equal to. So what it returns is, here if you see, actually it is going to return the value of A to the left hand side, that is C. So now what is the value of A? The value of A that is being stored here is 2. So hence whenever you print this, 2 is going to be printed on the screen. That is option C. 2 is the correct answer. Okay, so 2 will be stored in this C. Okay, so option C, 2 is the correct answer. We may see this in real by executing the code in C programming language. So let me go here to my code. So this is the code: A equal to 1, B equal to 3. Here we have D instead of C, whatever. So A plus plus comma B comma A, when you are printing D, what is going to be the output? So whenever I run here, you can see 2 is going to be the output. So option C, 2 is the correct answer. Students, we have one announcement that is coming here. Many of you may be knowing, some of you may not be. So the announcement is that we have released the Capgemini premium pseudocode materials that are available. So our aim is to make you all learn, and we want you to get all of you to get this material, but we cannot do it totally for free because we have to keep our website on maintenance, we have to pay our teachers, we have expenses. So to cover that, we have priced this material just to recover the amount that we have invested. So we have priced this at 149 rupees for the package, which consists of 21 fully solved Capgemini videos. There it is consisting of pseudocode videos. It also has the theory based questions, some of the data structure questions that is totally required for the Capgemini examination that is coming up if you are ready to attend it. So 149 rupees, which is very basic. We are not charging thousands of rupees from you. We know you are students. The some of our questions that we have in this Capgemini material was also asked in the recent examination that was conducted by Capgemini. So the questions are fresh, it is good, you can refer them and read them to get the entire knowledge. Also, you can buy this from onlinestudyforyou.in, our website. I'll show that to you in a second. And you get the lifetime access. Yes, so some institutes will give you 1 year, 2 year access. No, this will be your lifetime access. You will get your login account and you can log into our website and you can watch these courses anytime. So this is a lifetime access. Let me show you this. So let me just head to my browser here. So here I opened onlinestudyforyou.in. This is our website. You can see all the students who have referred our courses and have got placed in many companies. And this is all the information about our faculties, our latest images, some testimonies are given here. So if you want to buy the material, you have to go to this options, premium materials, and click on this video material. So here we have different video materials that we have. Here we have aptitude reasoning and coding videos. So this is the Capgemini videos that we are selling. So it is priced at 149. It is very nominal for you, so you can just click on buy now, and you can in the students corner you will be able to later access it. So students corner is like your account. Okay, so you can click on buy now and you can easily buy this. So go ahead and check out onlinestudyforyou.in to buy this course. Now moving ahead to the next question, that is the second question. What will be the output of the pseudocode that is given here? So integer abcd a equal to 14, 15, 16, and then bunch of if conditions, and we are printing d at the end. So what will be the output? Option A minus 14, option B 29, option C 31, and option D 18. So simple question. This is also just serial operations. So we have four variables that we need to keep track of. We have A, we have B, we have C, and we have D. Right now what we did is we assigned 14, 15, 16 to A, B, and C respectively. So let us just do that. Next we said that, so next we have bunch of if conditions. Okay, now this if condition comes from here till here, and this is the else condition of this if condition. Now if this condition becomes true, this whole thing will be executed. Inside here we have another if condition that ends here, and that has an if condition. So if this is true, this will be executed, otherwise this will be executed. Okay, now let us see. If A is greater than 6, the value of A is 14 and the value of A is greater than 6. This is true because 14 is greater than 6. So then what happens is we execute B equal to C minus A. So the value of B equal to C minus A is, the value of C is 16. I don't know why I wrote C here. This value is 16. So the value of B equal to C minus A, 16 minus 14, that is nothing but 2 will be stored here. Next again you come and check this condition here. If A is greater than C, the value of A is 14, the value of C is 16, A is not greater than C, so this condition becomes false, so this won't be executed, this will be executed. D equal to B minus C. So D equal to B minus C, what will be the value is 16, 2 minus 16. Okay, the value of B is 2, the value of C is 16. So 2 minus 16 is nothing but minus 14, that will be stored in D. So the value of D will be minus 14, and then we come to the end of the if condition. So now this won't be executed because this condition was true. Okay, so this won't be executed. We directly come out and print D here. The value of D is minus 14, which is given in option A. Okay, we can check out the same by going to the code. So I have the code here, the exact same code with the hierarchical if conditioning here. Now when I run this code, you can check it out that the answer is going to be minus 14. Okay, so that is the answer for this question. Let us quickly go for the next question. That is the third question. What will be the value returned by the following pseudocode for input 4? This is the pseudocode. We'll come to the pseudocode. So it is returning a value. This is a function. And what is the value that is being returned? Option A 44, option B 15, option C 64, and option D 26. We'll just hide the options for a bit. Now we'll work on this. Okay, so you can see here this is a function named sum and it is calling itself. So it is recursion. So be ready to start with recursion. Okay, so what you can do is first we'll draw the first function call. In the first function call, we will be giving as input as 4. That is, this num value will be 4. Whenever this num value is 4, you check the condition here. This is the conditioning. If num is not equals to 0, the value of num is 4, it is not equal to 0, that means the condition is true. If num is not equal to 0, what you have to return is num plus, that is 4 plus 4 multiplied by sum of num minus 1. Sum of num minus 1 is nothing but sum of 4 minus 1, that is 3. So what we are doing is we are calling the function again with the value 3. Next what happens is in the new function call, if 3 is not equals to 0, this condition is true, what it becomes is 3 plus 3 multiplied by sum of num minus 1, that is 3 minus 1, that is 2. Okay, so again the function gets called with the input value of 2. Now again this condition is checked. 2 is not equals to 0, this condition again is true. So 2 plus 2 into sum of num minus 1, num here is 2, so sum of num minus 1 is 1. So again a new function gets called here, a new function gets called with the value 1. So in this again the condition here becomes true because 1 is not equals to 0, and hence the answer becomes 1 plus 1 into sum of 0. Okay, so the next time 0 will be the argument. When 0 is the argument, 0 is not equal to 0, this condition becomes false because the num value here is 0. So this condition won't get executed, this will be executed. Here the num value is 0 that was passed, and that is the value that will be passed back here. So this value becomes 1 plus 1 into 0. Okay, this becomes 1 plus 1 into 0. That is nothing but 1 into 0 becomes 0. So the final answer becomes 1. Okay, so this returns 1 here. So if this returns 1 here, this will be the value here. So this becomes 2 plus 2 into 1. That is nothing but 2 plus 2. So 2 plus 2 is 4. So this returns 4 here. When it returns 4 here, this becomes 3 plus 3 into 4. That is nothing but 3 plus 4 into 3 is 12. 12 plus 3 is 15. So this returns back 15. Now when it returns back 15, this will become 4 plus 4 into 15. That is nothing but 4 plus 15 into 4 is 60. The final answer will be 64 for us. That will be returned by this function. So if you take a look at the options here, option C 64 is the correct answer. Okay, so we have come to the end of this video. Thank you for watching Online Study for You. Keep preparing for your interviews, examinations and all, they are going to come, and be sure to check out our premium materials, pseudocode materials, which is very good, which is priced very nominal. You can buy it and get benefited. Lot of students have found it beneficial, so you may buy that and crack your examinations. Thank you again. Thank you for watching Online Study for You.